Honorable Gathoni Wamuchuomba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to thank my sister, the Honorable Dr. Lilian Gogo, for bringing this motion. I indeed had tried to bring the motion this morning, and I wrote to the Speaker, but I was informed that she had done that before me, so she was given the precedence, and I appreciate. Mr. Speaker, I personally went to various hospitals after I got a lot of calls from my voters on matters to do with the denial to access to health. I went to 2 hospitals that are mission run, 1 public referral hospital and 1 level 2 hospital. And I interacted with the patients and I gathered there is a big problem. Whereas we sat here, like Majority Leader says, and we passed these laws, personally I did not pass them because I had issues with one of them. We must appreciate that you don't bring a new law and rush to implement the law without involving the stakeholders. When I went to those hospitals, Mr. Speaker, one of the hospitals told me and confessed to me that they are owed over 200 million by the former NHIF. And therefore they have a problem. I mean, how do you tell me to continue treating patients under a new program and you've not sorted my previous debts? And I know this is a problem. Most hospitals, by the way, the ones that are rejecting patients, they are rejecting patients because they feel that honestly, somebody needed to come out very clearly and tell them, we are migrating. But are we migrating with your debts? Are we migrating with your problems that we have not sorted under former NHIF? So this is the problem, Mr. Speaker. And let us not come here and read numbers. I appreciate the numbers that have been read out here by Majority Leader, numbers read out by our Health Chair Committee, Dr. Robert Pukose. But numbers is not what our people are waiting for. From this debate, they're waiting to hear how are they going to be treated tomorrow in hospitals, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I went to one of the hospitals, I found a patient who was withdrawn from the ward, only to go and queue out for dialysis at 6 a.m. from the ward. And I visited that hospital at 4 p.m. here in Nairobi. And I found that patient in the queues waiting. And he told me the reason why he has been waiting from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the day, it is because, Mr. Speaker, the messages that were supposed to be sent from SHA so that he can be embodied for services were not being accepted. We must tell it as it is. This new program is a total confusion, it's a total mess. Our people don't know what to do, and we must go back to the drawing board. But for now, let us withdraw these processes and go back to the original program until we are right. That SHA, she, da.
Honorable Sabina Chege. Because of the limited debate time, let us avoid points of order so that we tell Kenyans what to do.
Thank you, Chair, and I want to thank Honorable Lilian Gogo for this motion. And I would say she has been consistent on this matter. I've seen her raise it before. Mr. Speaker, the problem we have with the implementation of SHA and SHE, it's about the clarity of the transition. Mr. Speaker, when the government decided to move from NHIF and now to the SHA, which is the authority, and with the benefits that we are being given by the chair from SHE to the emergency to the primary care, there was no proper communication and clarity on the benefits. As a former chair, Mr. Speaker, yes, NHIF had many challenges, but when patients visited hospitals, they knew what to expect. So a patient who was to go for dialysis, a patient who was to go for chemo, and who are majority of Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, they knew when they went to hospital what they were to pay and if they were to top up. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, when the 1st October came, I also became a victim. I had a patient in hospital, and even with an insurance, Mr. Speaker, it was very difficult to claim what was meant to be NHIF, which now had become SHE under the SHA authority. And so, Mr. Speaker, I would urge the chair of the Health Committee, these members, and I know even your